Today on Commander Replay, we take a look at some of the most epic slaps and hardest hits from the past few years. Next on Commander Replay. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're digging back through the archives and taking a look at some of the most epic slaps and hardest hits from Commander games that I've been in over the past few years. The first one that we're going to look at is from a game called Adriana Indestructible Knights, and this is the one that inspired the entire video. There's moments, if I'm laying awake at night and I can't sleep and I'm thinking about Commander stuff, I think about this game sometimes and I'm like, I'd like to do that again. That was really cool. So let's jump into the game. So we see a really crowded board state. In particular, Jazz Fox is piloting Hazazon Tamar, and there's just a million tokens. And notably, we have Knight Captain of Eos in play, and we are definitely hiding behind the fog effect with numerous soldiers that we can sacrifice, which is... it's a really powerful card when you can just hold up a fog effect over someone on board. They're just not going to attack you when that's the case. Anyway, Doc gets it going with this attack from Galta for 15, and Jazz is going to throw a bunch of Nesting Dragon tokens in front of the Galta. So we fast forward a turn right here. We go to turn 9. And Doc's going back on the attack again. He casts his commander, which is Grun, puts the Battle Axe on it so it has haste. And at this point, we're all kind of fearing the giant Hazazon army. Just tokens everywhere and like easy lethal power on board. So Doc's going to send in Grun the Lonely King. It's going to get the trigger that doubles up its power, and then he's going to throw a Rogue's Passage on it, but in response, Jazz is going to try to Spires of Oriska so they don't take Commander lethal. And then in response to that, Doc's going to Heroic Intervention so that the Grun damage doesn't get Spired. And that's going to be that. Jazz goes down to a whopping 36 Commander damage hit, but that's not it in this game. There's still more big hits to go. So that brings it to KO's turn, and on KO's turn, he's going to swing into Doc really big because Doc's got a giant one-hitting Grun that can be unblockable, which is super nasty. So KO sends a big attack over his way. We're still holding up the fog on the Knight Captain of Eos. Doc's going to fire a Crossing Grip on the doubling season of KO to slow down the token production just kind of as a last-minute spite play. And Doc goes from 25 to negative 31, plus he blocked a bunch of things. So you're talking about 60 plus damage right there in one swing. That was a super awesome hit, but then that leaves us with the problem of staring down KO's board. So I use Spine Rock Knoll to drop in Aurelia at the end step before bringing it back to our turn. So that puts us in a position of staring down this giant board state of Chaotix, who's got a ton of tokens and 114 life, and this isn't a Voltron deck, so we can't just like commander damage them out of the game super easily like I normally would in a lot of situations like this. So we need to figure out how to get some damage done. Let's jump back into the original game audio. Use the swords on the Ormondal. With our remaining mana, start making creatures indestructible. Gonna make Adriana indestructible. I mean, there's like 5 board wipes in this deck. I can't believe it's actually been this long for us to find one. Back to our turn. Mary's going to trigger. Get Lena back. Lena's coming back in. We're going to get more tokens. Oh, that's a Kinsbali Cavalier. Knights we control have double strike. Perfect. One small problem. We will lose Aurelia. Oh, no, we can use this. We can use the Sword of the Animus to pump up Lena so that... actually, no, we can just use the Skull Clamp, right? Yeah, I think we can just use Skull Clamp. So we can put Skull Clamp on Lena. Her power will become 4. Yeah, all right. All right. Skull Clamp on Lena. Sacrifice Lena. Draw 2 more cards. Ooh, Sun Titan and Boros Signet. Yeah. Play Wrath of God. Play Kinsbali Cavalier. We don't yet have Mistveil Plains, so I'll play the Marsh Flats. Crack the... well, we can just leave it there for now, I guess. Do we equip anything, or do we leave mana up? We can probably equip stuff. We'll put the Skull Clamp on Aurelia just because it's probably the most likely thing to die. Attack with everything! Get the melee... oh my god, that's a bunch of melee triggers and an Aurelia trigger. Oh, we forgot the Shared Animosity. Oh man, what am I doing? Oh, that was bad. First strike damage. Opponent's still in the must have a board wipe territory. Because next turn it'll definitely kill him. The question I would have had is whether we could have killed him this turn or not. I guess, maybe not. 3 attacking knights. Well, 3 with double strike. So each one would get +2, +0. Still, brought opponent down to a respectable 70. Oh, or we'll just get there with commander damage. No shared animosity needed. Didn't even think about that. So that was one of my favorite games. Lots of hard hits in that game. If I had played the shared animosity at the end, we probably would have melted them all the way from 120 down to 0 because of the way that damage stacking would have worked with the double combats and the double strike. But I completely forgot that, like, putting enough damage on Adriana like that, you will just get there with commander damage sometimes, so oops. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed that game. It was a weird game because there was no board wipes that happened, and everyone just had these crazy, crazy board states, and we were hiding behind the fog, and it was just these really big punches, so a game that I really enjoyed. I don't know who thought this one was a good idea, but this is from a game called 3 Najeelas vs. Anti-Najeela. Dave was trying to test out his anti-aggro deck under the most extreme circumstances possible, so 3 of us brought Najeela decks. Let's see what happens. Throwing out the God Pharaoh will trigger, so that's going to make everyone lose 2 more life. Puts Dave down to 4. If the second Najeela attacks into him and kills him, we might have this, since we'll get to untap with all of our lands first. We'll see. I mean, they may not attack. Like, it would make sense if they didn't want to attack because of the way the lands will untap. So Miri's Guile and Sylvan Library trigger for the second Najeela. No untapped mana currently, though, and they play an untapped land. One of the Battle Bond dual lands. Okay, so we're in a very good spot. Opponent sends in the Decorated Champion. As long as this survives, they've already used his swords, so might have a path. Cracking the Windswept Heath. Gonna natural state on the Sylvan Library. Yeah. So I think just shooting some removal on the way out. Gonna Tormod's Crypt in the Najeela number 2, so just, yep, burning up all his cards on his way out the door, and we might be well set up here. Yep, use Najeela's ability. Decorated Champion will get a bit bigger. So, Horde of Notions going down, -2. We're in a good spot since we will untap before our opponents, and I think with the shared animosity, we're going to be able to do some work. So, we bring it back to our turn, get our Sylvan Library trigger. Then we play the shared animosity. All right, and then we will go to combat. Gonna send everything at the first Najeela opponent. Miri will trigger, Najeela will trigger, shared animosity will trigger. And I believe now is going to be a good time to use Najeela's ability because of the lifelink. So we go back up to 37. Najeela number 1 is down to 7, and we might be able to finish this up. Send everything at the other opponent, and we'll send 1, except for 1 token, which we'll send at the first opponent. We get a bunch more triggers. So I think this should be lethal on both opponents. So fans of the channel and the game, saying GG. So both opponents going down. Nice. So 3 Najeela decks fighting through the anti-Najeela deck. So yeah, that was like 60 damage on a turn that we started with 3 creatures. I don't need to tell you guys that Najeela is an insane card, but Najeela is an insane card, so... She shreds life totals even when she doesn't go infinite. Alright, this next one is from the game I played with Jarina Kudrow. I ended up getting stuck on lands a little bit, but we can sit back and watch the Kemba player do some work in this game. Kemba Ka Regent going into the Alila. Tome of Legends will trigger. It's 16, it can't be blocked. Non-basic land walk, they have a non-basic land. Well, Alila's gone down, and that problem has been solved, but we've created new problems in that time. Vanquisher's Banner, not really what I was looking for. Guess we play the Vanquisher's Banner. Choosing human. I have no idea how we're getting out of this, by the way. Like, the plan is, there isn't really a plan. Hopefully Elementals deals with it. That's the plan I'm going on right here. So, that's an Avenger of Zendikar. Well, take your pick. Opponent's gonna get their choice of who they want to kill. What do they think is scarier? Opponent plays a land that's going to trigger the Avenger of Zendikar. Kemba will draw a card with Tome of Legends in response. They're going to crack a Terramorphic Expanse, so those elementals getting pretty big probably means they need to go that way. Because now there's an army of... What are these going to be? 7/8, I think, when this is all done. Opponent said, I knew adding these 5 non-basic lands would get me in trouble. Yep. Usually it's not that big of a deal, but, you know, Voltron decks do like their Trailblazers boots. Adds a Mana Crypt and a Kemba Ka Regent trigger. Yep. Opponent gets 5 tokens. That's going to be 5 Mace of the Valiant triggers. Yeah, Mace of the Valiant looking pretty good in that deck now. No removal kind of game, so a lot of things look really good when there's no removal, but... Oh my god, it's a 27/27. It's huge. Yep, well, it's certainly lethal. And an intangible virtue, just to make sure. Oh, there is an army of 12/12s. I don't actually know that we can survive that, so they might get us both right here. Luxodon Warhammer coming in, gonna put it on this cat with the free equip. So Kemba into the Horde of Notions. I don't think they're going to have anything for that. And a bunch of big stuff coming our way. This one's got Trample, so we're not going to block that one, but we are going to have to block the other ones. So block one, block another, block another. It's got to be a board wipe, and even then we're probably still just dead. We go down to 6. Send Jarina back to the command zone. You want to know what we're live to? We're live to a mob rule. That would be pretty funny. Sanctuary lockdown is interesting. Unfortunately, just a little bit late. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that we need to see anything else here. Yeah, just say a good game. So yeah, Kemba would have squashed us like a bug when it came back to their turn. They had way more than 100 damage on us. So yeah, night for us. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this format. I was actually surprised. I thought I would be able to get more game highlights into about 10 minutes. But I wanted to give each game enough context, just so that you have some idea what's going on in the board state. So let me know if you like this format. Let me know if you want me to shorten things up a little bit, or if you feel like you need more context for the videos going on. But I have so many more of these. I had about 30 videos selected for highlights, and that was me only getting through about half of my archive, which is like 600 videos now. So yeah, definitely let me know if you want to see more of these highlight style videos. Oh, and I'll include the links to all of these games in the description below, so if you want to go watch the full game for any of these, feel free to do so. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.